Welcome, friends and family and supporters of the Newark Museum of Art graduating class of 2020 Explorers, our fantastic high school students that have led the way in their inspirational and role model moments for us over the last 3 years. I'm Linda Harrison, the director and CEO of the Newark Museum of Art, and I cannot think of a better way for us to spend our time right now celebrating the success of these students. These students have been an inspiration to the staff. I recall walking through the halls of the campus or being in the elevator and was so proud of the poise and joie de vivre that these students have demonstrated throughout the last 3 years. We are so proud that they are part of this celebration of our 25th anniversary of supporting students to be able to continue to go out in the world and be a part of change. Our students, for the last 13 years, have been successfully completing college, not just going, but completing college. And we are so happy that we have been a part of their journey in that preparation. The students here that will be moving on, I know that we all know they are our hope. They are the leaders of the future. They are the ones that will move us to breaking through change that will be so important for us to have successful lives throughout this country and throughout the world. It is my pleasure to be able to say that we will really, truly miss the presence of our explorers this year, and we will think about them often, and we would like to hope that they will come back at some point when we all can be in the museum campus together, that they will come back and share some of their learnings with us. Join me in a rousing celebration and congratulations to the Explorers graduating class of 2020 here at the Newark Museum of Art.
Hello Explorers Senior Class, and congratulations! My name is Sylvia Fantoni. I am the Deputy Director for Learning and Engagement at the Newark Museum of Art. In my short time at the museum, I've had the opportunity to personally interact with some of you on a number of projects. I've been so impressed with your work. You're talented and hardworking, and you have contributed so much to the program and to the museum. I know these last few months have been particularly challenging, but despite the difficulties, you have maintained your focus and were able to complete your senior projects. You are remarkable young people, and you're going to have a very exciting future. Congratulations to you all. I hope we can celebrate together when we're able to return to the museum and you're on a break from university. We owe it to you, and I promise we will make this happen. I also want to congratulate Jessica and Shirley. The success and professionalism of the seniors are a testimony to the incredible work that you've been doing in the past few years. You believe in the explorers, you listen to them, you support and nurture them, helping them to become the remarkable young adults that they are today. Finally, please join me in recognizing the many corporate, foundation, and individual funders of the Explorers program. Their crucial support has made it possible for our graduating seniors to discover their passion and develop new skills that will lay the foundations for success in college and in future careers. To mark the 25th anniversary of the Explorers program, the museum would like to thank 3 of our major funders. We're deeply grateful to both the PSEG Foundation and the New York Community Trust Waddles Family Charitable Fund for their long-standing support of the program. We're also thankful to Columbia Bank for joining our family of supporters as a major sponsor of the Explorers program this year. We would also like to acknowledge the important contributions of the following donors: Victoria Foundation, Prudential Foundation, Panasonic, Capital One, Verizon Foundation, Terrell Fund, United, AT&T Foundation, FM Kirby Foundation, Laura J. Niles Foundation, Charles and Edna Brundage Charitable Scientific and Wildlife Conservation Foundation, the Eleanor Apter Charitable Foundation, PSN Family Charitable Trust, as well as generous individual donors. To conclude, I would just like to say how proud we are of all the explorers graduating today. You have achieved so much and deserve all the plaudits coming your way. The next speaker is Michael Campbell, Senior Vice President, Community Development, Columbia Bank.
Hello, explorers. Congratulations on your graduation and on this historic moment in your life and career development. The Explorer program has been a tremendous opportunity for you to build a foundation of skills that will serve you well for the rest of your life. So many of the unique experiences that you gained during your time at the museum, you will call on them again and again as you travel through your next steps and future accomplishments. Please remember to use everything you've learned during this short period of time as an explorer. Have confidence in the workshops you've attended. Continue to develop your leadership training, your public speaking, and team building skills. They will all serve you well. Finally, I met most of you only once, not too long ago, at a financial literacy presentation, but I've also seen many of you in action at the museum events that I've attended over the past year or so. Observing your professionalism really makes me proud to know that the young people of Newark truly represent. You now get to write a script for your own life. Stay strong and know that you can compete anywhere in this world. I wish you the best of luck and good fortune. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, for your kind words. My dearest explorers, when people ask you what is the Explorers program, by the time you're all seniors, you can all break out into my spiel, and in my tone you will say, the Explorers program is a college, career, and life readiness program. I say it so much that I'm sure you're never going to forget. But the Explorers program is so much more. When I think of the program, I think of each and every one of you. I think about how hard we work, how different we are, and how we rejoice in our commonalities. Whether that be our love for food, YouTube beauty videos, social issues, or traveling, and even in those dark and sad times. It is so great for me to see how you share your worlds with one another. I think of the friendships that otherwise wouldn't have existed if it weren't for this program. The brilliant ideas you all share with me, even if it's about the polos, and all the awesome workshops, trips, and projects that we've all shared together. This year has been unlike any other. The world is in turmoil, and even for me, everything sometimes feels a little bit upside down. But something that has brought me great joy and peace is seeing all of your beautiful faces during our weekly Thursday meetings. Even if you don't want to turn your cameras on because you're afraid about how your hair looks, having real conversations in a safe place you have helped me build, and seeing your excitement about the future makes me super happy. I know this isn't how we plan to celebrate, but this means that when we're able to, the celebration will be that much bigger. This moment is not just a graduation. This moment is a rite of passage guided by all other graduating classes. I know I'm being a little dramatic, but it's 25 years worth of them. I am proud to call myself an alumni of the program, and I am overjoyed that now you join the ranks of so many others that came before you. The reason I say this is not just in celebration of the 25 years, but because we have created a community that supports one another, continues to show up, and continues to give back. We are your community, and I hope you come back. Now is the moment to step into your light, into your space, into the world, design your own narratives, creating spaces where you are your own heroes and you are the agents of your own stories. The world might want to box us in sometimes, but remember, there is power in community, there is power in language, and there is definitely power in respect. Thank you for showing up for yourselves and for our community, even when times got tough and even when you felt unsure. The Explorers program has helped us maintain some level of normalcy. I thank you for the countless hours of debates, laughs, and conversations about the future. Each of you inspire me. Each of you has a journey to walk, and I can't wait to see what it holds. I leave you with these words. Never ever compare yourself. This journey is yours and yours alone. The sky is purple, although I know it's really blue, but when we're giving tours, the sky is purple. When you doubt yourself, keep pushing, and remember that if you mess up, it's a lesson learned. Success is only defined by you. And lastly, practice compassion for yourself and for those around you. When the world looks gray, change your language. Say it out loud and embrace the beautiful possibilities the world has to offer. Thank you. Before we learn more about the senior project, I would like to share that each year, all our cohorts are tasked with a project that they showcase during graduation. I would like to acknowledge all the projects submitted by our freshmen, sophomore, and junior explorers. Everything ranging from visitor experiences in the form of guided tours to interactive activities to teen nights where we had the opportunity to host youth from our community. Thank you for all your hard work this year. Now, I want to introduce you to Kirsten Mayer, one of the many people that helped make the Explorers Senior Project a success.
Hello, I'm Kirsten Mayer, and I had the pleasure of teaching the seniors in their senior project with my colleague, Susie Moray. The senior project is designed to test the cumulative skills the seniors acquired during their years in the Explorers program. Much like the museum's mission, the senior project is rooted in empathy and innovation. The students were tasked with creating their own exhibition and user experience for teenage visitors. Using the design thinking process as the foundation for their work, the seniors conducted extensive research based on the overarching challenge question of how might we use innovative technology to improve the visitor experience for teens. Their research revealed areas to target with the goal of not only improving experience, but also increasing the experiences. As the ideation stage progressed, it became clear that the seniors wished to recreate the connection they felt for the museum and experienced in their time as explorers for their fellow teens. After their extensive research in the fall and winter break, they returned to the museum ready to turn their ideas into realities. While the building phase was unfortunately cut short, their digital wireframes are a testament to their creativity, passion, dedication, and most importantly, compassion for their fellow teen visitor. It is my honor to introduce these inspiring seniors and these projects. Congratulations, seniors.
Hi, my name is Gabriela Martinez. I am from Newark, New Jersey, and I will be graduating from Science Park High School. In the fall, I will be attending the University of Southern California, and I plan to major in political science and minor in Luso-Brazilian studies.
Hi, I'm Amir Jackson. I'm also from Newark, New Jersey. I'll be graduating from University High School. In the fall, I'll be attending Rutgers University, majoring in psychology and a minor in criminal justice.
Autino is an audio tour by teens for teens, and when we created Autino, we decided to design an app using wireframes. Wireframes are a skeletal 3D model with functional elements of an app, and that is what you are looking at above. We believed it was important in order to allow teens to establish connections and resonate with different pieces within our galleries. Part of our research process was to conduct ethnographic studies, and through that we created a persona and discovered that the second floor of Seeing America was popular among young visitors, and that inspired the selection of our pieces.
To help us with the design thinking process, the museum gave us several classes on design thinking. What we liked most about the process was the use of technology. We used the app Sketch to help us design wireframes that would help us figure out what the Autino app would look like and function like, which you can see in the top corner.
Some of the different pieces that we selected from the second floor of Seeing America were Purple Petunias, Cadmium No. 4, Monument to Malcolm X II, and Spinning Buddha.
If we had unlimited resources for the project, we would have more handheld devices with headsets so that the visitors be able to walk around the museum while listening to the audio tours. We'd also have QR codes by pieces so the visitors be able to scan the codes off their own phone and listen to the tour that way. And also, all the tours will be for all visitors, not just teens.
From the entire experience and the senior project, I gained collaborative skills. And those skills were important from the early stages up until the final product of our senior project. We used this when we began the research process, as well as brainstorming different ideas. We also had to collaborate with all senior explorers in order to understand the different routes that we wanted to take for our senior project.
Some skills I acquired were public speaking and critical thinking. Critical thinking really came in handy when deciding on what we wanted our senior project to be about, be it an audio tour, a physical tour, or anything in between.
Most importantly, we gained technical skills, and that was through the different softwares that we used, such as Sketch, and the recording of our own audio tours, which all led to the final product of our senior project. Thank you.
Thank you.
With Sekou Rashid. I am a resident of Newark, New Jersey, and have recently graduated from Newark Collegiate Academy. I will be attending Morehouse College in the fall, majoring in education.
Hi, my name is Uriah Williams. I am also a resident of Newark, New Jersey. I recently graduated from St. Benedict's Preparatory School, and in the fall, I will be attending Louisiana Tech University, undecided in my major. And our project is called the Interactive Survey.
This is a piece designed to captivate visitors with its unique mechanics and entice them to take a quick survey on a related art piece. The survey will also benefit the museum by informing it on what its teenage visitors like. When creating this project, my partner and I had to solve the problem of why teenagers didn't visit the museum as often as their older and younger counterparts.
To empathize with the problem, my partner and I surveyed the museum. We asked questions like, how many people were in each gallery? What was the time duration of each visitor's stay in the gallery? We made sure to not overlook anyone, especially the young children, because one day there will be teens visiting the museum.
In asking the visitors about what they thought and liked about the museum, I found that the best way to find out what someone likes is to ask them themselves. And so we created the concept of an interactive survey. In the early stages of the designing process, we went through multiple different sketches of what we wanted our project to look like. After we finally decided on one, we then created a model on a computer and then transferred that information to a laser cutter, which then put the design of the model into wood, which then finished our 3D model.
A piece from the collection I was inspired by was the Egyptian Gallery. The Egyptian Gallery always was an attraction for visitors. This gallery is where I gave my first tour and where I learned about my disadvantages and advantages about myself.
Given unlimited resources, our project will be spread out in multiple galleries of the museum, where that way it can get more information from more people, which will be given to museum programmers. The survey will ask questions such as, do you like this gallery? Would you suggest coming to this gallery with someone else?
With unlimited resources, my partner and I would also be able to survey people entering the museum, exiting the museum, and we'll be able to survey events that happen around there too. A skill that I learned overall from the Explorers program was being able to get out of my comfort zone. I learned how to release myself out of my comfort zone and ask others for help. This skill allows me to learn more about my project and others' project, and it greatly enhances my learning experience.
A skill that I learned from doing this project is finding different ways to collaborate with my partner, even when he could not be here physically. This skill is very important to you in the real world because there's no guarantee that your partner will always be there physically, but you can still interact and collaborate with your partner even if they're not physically there. Another skill that I learned while being in the Explorers program was public speaking. Before I joined the Explorers program, I wasn't very good at speaking to people, especially not crowds. But thanks to the program, after doing multiple tours and working in the planetarium, I've now learned how to speak to people and crowds without faltering. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Darlene Folis. I live in West Orange, New Jersey, and I'm a senior at West Orange High School. In the fall, I will be attending Swarthmore College, where I plan on majoring in political science and minoring in Black Studies.
Hi, my name is Cheyenne Monica Hines, and I am a resident in Newark, New Jersey. I went to Roselle Catholic High School, and now I will be going to LIM College, where I'll be majoring in fashion merchandising.
Our project is called START. START is an acronym for Stories Through Art. It is an audio tour that goes beyond giving visitors facts. START emphasizes narratives by using the voices of the subject to tell their story. Our primary mission was to convey the stories behind the art while emphasizing the voices of each subject. Making interpretations is an important aspect of what makes art so unique. But our research showed that visitors also wanted to be given the necessary context and the point of view. In interviews, visitors also told us that they wanted to form a deeper connection to the art. START allows people to hear the voices and the stories of the subject, which creates more meaningful experiences for the visitor.
To add on, with this final project, the problem we were trying to solve is that many young museum visitors aren't interested in the artwork that may not be the most up-to-date. Therefore, we created a persona that would represent our target group. We related to the persona we created, which was a high school student that wished the artwork was more interactive. For example, the artwork that may not seem the most interesting could have the most phenomenal story behind it.
My favorite part of the design process was using my experiences to shape the product that I designed. I have been visiting museums since I was a child, and I have worked at this museum for some time, so I shared the concerns and the views of the visitors. I really enjoyed being able to use my previous experiences when designing. It made the process less overwhelming and made me feel in touch with what I was creating.
When it came to the design process, I really enjoyed the entire process because I was able to apply what I learned in school in my graphic design class. Also being able to make something so lifelike, it was nice to get out of my comfort zone and try something new. Creating the wireframes was very inspiring because it looked so real and was great to see our vision come to life.
I was inspired by the sculpture Taking the Oath and Drawing the Rations. This sculpture tells a story that I genuinely wanted to explore. I have had an interest in African American history for a while. I found this piece very interesting because it addressed the Civil War through the innocence of a young child. This inspired me to go deeper into my research. I not only researched the facts, but how the perspective of the young child influenced the story he told.
I was inspired by Hero because the story behind the two statues is an amazing tale that not many people know about. Personally, I love Greek mythology, and it's disheartening to see this tale not highlighted more.
I think this prototype can become a final product by becoming more inclusive. Telling stories behind the artwork is something that should be universal. We are fortunate to be at a museum where there are multiple cultures and identities that are represented. I would have loved to include other diverse artworks in our collection.
With unlimited sources, this project would have changed drastically because it would have changed the museum culture as a whole. It will require more IT works and other digital principles in order to turn into an actual product. For example, actual emojis for visitors when they decide to have their own customized virtual experience.
I learned a lot from the Explorers program. Some of the most valuable skills include self-discipline and transparency. While working on this project, we were given specific instructions and very strict timeline. The only way to stay on top of these demands was by having the discipline to prioritize my work over other things. I also learned to be transparent with those I'm working with. There were times where I could not accomplish a task, but I learned that sometimes the most responsible thing to do is to be honest about your limits.
Overall, the most valuable skill that I've learned from the Explorers program is professionalism. I've learned so much about how to carry myself in a professional environment and how to change my mindset and point of view for skillful thinking. These are skills I know I will use frequently as I enter the real world. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Adama Poku Ajimai. I'm a resident of Union, New Jersey. I graduated from Union High School and I will be attending Keene University in the fall, majoring in health professions to become a physical therapist.
My name is Isaiah Bristol. I'm a resident in Union, New Jersey, and I will be graduating from Union High School In the fall, I'll be attending Union County College, and I'll be majoring in journalism and public relations. And today, me and Adam would like to show you guys our project, Zadam Custom Tour.
Zadam Custom Tour. This piece is a tablet created by me and Isaiah that shows different types of quirky questions to create your own tour based on your interest. This will allow visitors to see the museum in a more engaging way by taking a quiz and scanning QR codes for results. Our project is intended to find a way for teens to be more interactive in our museum. Some of the things we see in teens are that they come to museums and are often extremely bored or uninterested.
We want teens to be more interested in the museum, so the project is interactive and gives out funny questions that would usually catch a person off guard.
Our persona was a high school senior who works a job after school. He plays sports and is always on social media, but he always wants to go outside more with friends, but doesn't know exactly what to do.
We can relate to this because most teens don't always know what to do when hanging out. But our quiz is fun and will help teens explore the museum. The quiz asks 4 questions ranging from where you would want to travel for vacation to things such as what meal you would eat.
With the data from the quiz, a custom tour will be formalized, hence Zadam Custom Tour, and you can scan a QR code to download the tour to your mobile device. We had ethnographic studies and interviewed teens and other people to help our design process. I liked how we can do anything. We had the opportunity to share all our ideas, good or bad, and figure out what we can do best.
We had several different ideas. Over time, some ideas we added to the project and some were tossed.
We were inspired by the different cultural exhibits in the museum.
These are things that all people can learn from and have interesting history along with eye-catching pieces. We want our project to help increase the visitor outcome of teens. The project is fun and is oriented for teens so they can enjoy their time at the museum. We use Sketch to build wireframes, which are digital screens showing how our project would work. With unlimited resources, we will still continue to use Sketch for our wireframe. Sketch is one of the best wireframe tools out there, and it is very easy to use.
The project will be constructed digitally, and we would have more time to take our prototype and improve on it. By including it in the museum, we are expecting a higher visitor turnout in teens. Teens are something that the museum would like to have because when you have a wider range of people in the museum, they can really see the different opinions of many people.
We would also have a working QR code to scan your tour to your mobile device. We chose a QR code over a printed tour because it would be more cost efficient and would better help the environment by saving paper.
From my time in the Explorers program, I learned to better communicate with people in a work environment. People will not always agree with you or see eye to eye, but you have to want to work together for a better outcome.
For me personally, the program helped me with the aspect of public speaking. Last year's project took several times for me to get my graduation project ready. But over time of doing different tours and working in places such as the Makerspace, where you communicate with the public, it can really help with that aspect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nachaika St. Suni. I am from Irvington, New Jersey, and I recently graduated from St. Vincent's Academy. In the fall, I'll be attending LaSalle University and majoring in nursing.
Hi, my name is Derek Habwaje. I live in Newark, New Jersey. I recently graduated from Technology High School. In the fall, I'll be attending Rutgers University, Newark, and majoring in computer science.
Hi, my name is Justine Ilana Kalume, and I am from Newark, New Jersey, and a recent graduate from St. Vincent Academy. In the fall, I'll be attending Rutgers University as an undecided major. This is our project, Music in the City.
Music in the City. The piano functions as a chain to connect users to the time of the Harlem Renaissance and its history of music.
Romare Bearden's Adoration of the Wise Men was inspired by the Harlem Renaissance through its music. Here are our wireframes that we designed to show what our project would actually look like.
As a group, we came up with Music in the City because we noticed that teenagers do not attend museums as often as adults do. Being teenagers ourselves, we asked ourselves the question why teenagers do not enjoy going to the museum. We concluded that the reason most teenagers do not attend museums is because museums are not interactive. If we give teenagers a way to physically interact with pieces from the museum and learn from it, then teenagers will want to go to the museum more. So for our project, we decided to create a piano that will have a tablet connected to it. Teenagers will be able to pick a song or pick any music that was popular during the Harlem Renaissance, and they'll be able to play with it and interact with the piece. The design thinking process was probably the hardest part of the project. It was the hardest because there were so many ideas that we could think of. You would think that since the project was focused on what teens would want, we would have an answer and know exactly what we're going to do. But instead, we realized that it was something that we never really discussed and we're stuck at some point. But once we put our minds together, every week we had more and more ideas flowing in. After we got the hang of it, it became fun for our ideas to finally come to life.
One piece that inspired our project was the Romare Bearden's Adoration of the Wise Men. We incorporated this piece into our project because the Harlem Renaissance era was influenced in this art piece. With unlimited resources, we will be able to make our project come to life with people actually interacting with it. To be a finished product, a tablet will be needed that will be connected to a projector that will display an interactive floor software. On the tablet, there will be an app created, which will give visitors the choice to pick a song from the song choices and physically play the piano game on the floor projector.
After 3 amazing years of being an explorer, some skills that I learned that will be most valuable to my immediate life are communication skill is a skill that requires a lot of practice in order to be perfect. It's like trying out for a team. The more work you put in, the better results you see. Throughout my time as an explorer, I got the chance to work on my communication skills through various amounts of public tours and group interactions. Another skill that I developed from the program is my work ethic. Working on various amounts of tasks and sharing my ideas with others helped me stay on topic and stay on task.
I have learned many skills during my time in the Explorers program, but one of the skills is public speaking. For many years, I have struggled with my public speaking, and during my time in the Explorers program, I was able to develop little skills that will be able to help me to be able to speak properly in a public setting. And I'll be able to take these skills with me to college.
Some skills that I learned from the overall Explorers program that are most valuable is teamwork, to always be open-minded, and to learn how to take criticism. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Naeem Harris, and I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I recently graduated from St. Benedict's Preparatory School, and in the fall, I will be attending Caldwell University and majoring in psychology. The name of my project is called Destination Art. Destination Art is an interactive map that allows users to find art pieces from all over the world, giving them the opportunity to discover who and where the art came from. I was inspired by not one, but all of the galleries at the museum. During my ethnographic studies, I noticed that a lot of visitors were intrigued with the art and had questions as to where the art came from. While designing my project, we came across the idea of wireframes. Here's my wireframe at the top left. During the design thinking process, one of the things I enjoyed was design iterations. It took many iterations to get my wireframe to where it is, and this is my most recent one. I wanted to make it visually pleasing and easy to use. Although we don't have unlimited resources, if I did, I envisioned this as a huge interface in the beginning of the museum. The map will be touchscreen, and guests will have the opportunity to pick anywhere in the world, where a list of artists and their art will drop down. After picking which art pieces they wanted to see, the map will print out a guide to where the art is located in the museum. One major skill that I learned from the museum is time management. As well as not having all the resources, we didn't have unlimited time on this project. I had to manage my time to make sure that I got as much work done as possible. I plan on taking this skill with me to college to make sure that all my schoolwork is done, and I'll also utilize this skill in different aspects of my life. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Jacqueline Victoria St. Preux. I'm a resident of Orange, New Jersey, a recent graduate of St. Vincent Academy, and in the fall, I plan to attend Pace University, majoring in art history and minoring in business. And my project is the visual installation screen. The visual installation screen, or VISION, is an interactive installation which provides a scientific and artistic way to immerse viewers in the art. The sensory touchboard gives viewers the opportunity to intimately engage with the artwork. Overall, I was interested in creating an interactive mixed media art installation for the general public because typically when I picture museums, my first thought isn't that they aren't exactly interactive, but I wanted to think of a way that I can make it more inclusive. My prototype consisted of a large layered interactive wall wherein the base layer was a platform that could be programmed to raise and form into figures that could be interpreted topographically into Braille, which conveyed various poems and creative writing that paired with each image on the wall. The second layer was a sheath-like material thin enough to be interpreted and thin enough to feel the raised pegs on the wall. And lastly, the surface layer on the wall would be decked out in retro and whimsical art pieces that are reflective of the the piece itself. I feel that most museums, despite being grandiose places of study and observation, in a lot of galleries and installations, the viewers are outsiders looking in, and these rigid boundaries separate the viewer from the art. But what if there were a way to immerse the viewers into the art itself? And what if there were a way to integrate science and visual art to culminate into a unique experience more feasible for all? Visitors are taken to a user-friendly screen where they are directed verbally and topographically in Braille to click for the next slide, and after this, a prompt is dictated to the visitor and gives a quick excerpt about the piece in ekphrastic poetry. The wall installation will describe the pieces of art with both printed lettering as well as tactile type and materials towards the end of the presentation, which gives a quick blurb about the artist and what inspired them. I was inspired to embark on this experience in my senior year of high school. However, at the time, I lacked the materials and resources I needed to construct such a large-scale project to appeal to a wide variety. I was inspired by the piece I Can't See You Without Me by Mickalene Thomas. I was so inspired by the multitude of different mediums she used in the piece itself, ranging from sequins, rhinestones, acrylic paint, to type and textile. I thought to myself, what if there were a way for this to be interpreted more than by sight alone? From a young age, I recall my mom bringing my brother and I to museums all around the state, and I can vividly remember being so enthralled by the art and so engrossed in it that I wanted to go as far as to physically touch the art. But of course, that was never allowed at any of the museums we went to. Recently, I've been attending Saturday classes at the Cooper Union, and it's been a really eye-opening experience as to how rigidly art is displayed. When you step into a gallery, typically you're not allowed to touch any of the artwork, but personally, I feel that art is evocative and it encapsulates all the senses. Artwork in museums should not be limited to what the eye alone can interpret. Moreover, museums don't cater towards visually impaired individuals specifically. The materials I'd use for this project would be a large synthetic material that can be programmed to shape-shift to and from a wide variety of textures that can mimic the feel of anything. I feel that this project will revolutionize the museum experience in so many ways because it captivates visitors in more ways than one, and in more ways than just visually. Visitors are able to go up and touch the piece themselves, which is an experience that brings them into the piece. I've gathered many skills from the Newark Museum Explorers program, and it's been a conduit for me to achieve so many feats that I didn't know were possible. From SAT courses to numerous field trips to different museums to networking connections with a bunch of other Newark organizations. The museum has always been a nurturing environment, which has really fostered my love of art and art history. Initially, when I started working at the museum, I was quite timid and shy, but as I progressed, I broke out of my shell and was able to blossom. I became more comfortable with myself and more comfortable letting my voice be heard, and I largely attribute that to the Newark Museum Explorers Program experience. Thank you.
My name is Bhuvan Dave, and I'm from Nutley, New Jersey. I recently graduated Nutley High School, and I will be attending Rutgers University to major in computer science. This is my project, the Artificial Reality Guide. The Artificial Reality Guide will allow teen visitors to bring artwork to life with their smartphones. Guests will be able to see 3D models of pieces, receive links to more resources, and have visual guides for navigating through the museum. I wanted to enhance the experience for teen guests using the best tool they already have, their smartphones. When the Explorers program took surveys, we found that teens wanted to have more interactive experience. I wanted to fix this problem by bringing the pieces alive, virtually. As a teenager, I could understand how other teenagers found the museum to lack experiences catered to them. As we love technology, blending the museum with artificial reality in this way could truly help teens enjoy the museum even more. I've always been interested in coding and design, so creating an app was a great way to use my interest effectively. To create the design, I put myself in a position of a teen coming to the museum for the first time and thought about what they would want to see in this app to create the best experience. I was inspired by apps that also use AR to create 3D models in front of you. Most of these apps let you draw or play games, and I wanted to use that same technology into an educational experience for teens. I was completely inspired by Joseph Stella's The Voice of the City of New York Interpreted. The 5-panel piece is featured so prominently in the museum, and I fell in love with it since I first laid my eyes on it. Stella uses amazing geometry and beautiful colors to represent how beautiful and majestic he thought the city is. I've always been in love with New York City, just like Stella, and I wanted to expand on Stella's work and atmosphere he created so marvelously. With unlimited resources, I could bring this app from a prototype into a reality. AR is a complicated process, but with programmers and designers, it can definitely be done. Programmers could implement code to allow each piece in the museum to show 3D models, video and audio clips, and even additional information. Designers could beautify the look and feel of this app, allowing guests to become immersed in this experience. With unlimited funding, the artificial reality app would revolutionize the way teens experience this museum and truly bring a new dimension into their visit. The Explorers program has completely changed the way I approach the professional, social, and educational worlds. Professionally, the museum has taught and prepared me to go forward in my career with more confidence than I would ever imagine. Socially, I have learned how to work together and collaborate with my peers to create something bigger than all of us, while also learning how to create personal and meaningful relationships with one another. Educationally, from working with 5 and 6-year-olds at summer camp to guiding adults through the museum, I have learned to work and teach all ages and types of people. Going forward, the Explorers program has given me the tools, experience, and confidence to go out into the world. Thank you.
Good evening, all. To the graduating class of 2020. What a year. The year 2020 is without a doubt a year to remember. You are experiencing things that you never could have imagined. It appeared that this year everything was taken away from you. You had to have virtual school, a virtual prom, virtual graduations for both school and the Explorers program. No senior trips, limited exposure to your friends, work, and family. The year that would propel you to another level seemed at first glance a loss. And while some may say this is true, let's look at it another way. You are all going to college. Some of you the first in the family to do so. You can obtain your driver's license. Just let me know when you get on the road so I can stay in the house. You have earned the right to vote for the first time in a year of a presidential election. You had to be more creative, resourceful, and steadfast, even more than those that came before you, and giving those behind you an example to look up to. This year represents a year of brilliance, radiance, and the value of a long-lasting, solid foundation that you can continue to build on. You are graduating in the 25th year of the program. What a milestone. I have seen all of the faces, all of the struggles, and most of the victories, but never has there been a class that had to endure what you did. You are indeed a special group, a group that is worthy of the marking of 25 years of a program that many thought wouldn't make it this far. I would like to take this time now to thank the two people who, along with myself, gave birth to the Explorers 25 years ago, back when you were called the Science Explorers. But we have since evolved to be inclusive of all that the museum has to offer. I am grateful for Julianne Gatos Muller, who had the idea to bring a youth program to the museum and brought myself and Stan Pheasant on to shape and mold the program. Stan being the first coordinator, as we began with 3 seniors the first year and 45 teenagers the next, all 14 and 15-year-olds. And we looked at each other like, do we really want to do this? Teenagers. But I'm glad we did, because if we had not, I wouldn't have the opportunity to meet any of you. This class right here. Although I'm in a mentoring position, believe it or not, you have taught me a few things. I could be having a bad day and see one of your faces and hear you say, "Hey, Miss Shirley," and the weights would just fall off. You taught me the different levels of shade. I thought I had it all figured out, but some of you, and you know who you are, taught me I was just a beginner. You caused me to focus just a little bit more as I had to listen to the words of the songs to be played at teen night. I knew teenagers love to eat, but you guys are bona fide foodies. I would have liked to have spent more time with you this year, but trust me, you have made your mark. As you leave the nest, I want to leave you with a little advice. Remember, you can't fly like an eagle taking flight instructions from a turkey. Be mindful of who you have pouring into you. Make sure you associate yourself with people who can make deposits into your life that are beneficial to you, someone who's in a position of where you're trying to go. You will encounter people who only want to make withdrawals, but remember this: you can allow yourself to be utilized but not used. There is a difference. And if you get confused, just call Miss Shirley. Some people will come into your life for a season. Know the difference. If you can picture a tree, you have leaves, branches, bark, and the roots. You will have people come into your lives that will fall into one of these categories. The leaves are but for a moment. They will give you shade, and before you know it, they will fall off. The branches at times may look sturdy, but in the midst of your storm, don't walk out on them. They will break off easily. The bark is a covering. It provides protection, helps you maintain nutrients, and as the seasons change, it will change to provide you with what you need. It will be rough when it has to be and smooth when needed, but be careful not to cut the bark. While it can heal itself, it does not have the capability to grow back. But when you look at the root, the deeper the root, the stronger the tree. The root will hold you down. The root will give you the nutrients you need. The roots are essential to the life of the tree. If you place the right people in the right category, you will have great success. And if you are confused about what category someone falls into, just call Miss Shirley. You are an awesome group of young people. Stay in touch with Explorers past and present. We have a network of support that grows with each graduating class. If you are ever stuck or you need advice, you need a little lift, or need someone to tell you to get your entire self together, remember, you can always come back to 49 Washington Street. We will be here with open arms. Congratulations to you and to your parents for sticking it out with us. I speak life, prosperity, and amazing success to each of you. Thank you. You rock. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Explorers graduating class of 2020. Derek Aboaji will be attending Rutgers University, Newark, majoring in computer science. Isaiah Bristol will be attending Union County College, majoring in journalism and public relations. Bhuvan Dave will be attending Rutgers University, majoring in computer science. Darlene Folis will be attending Swarthmore College, majoring in political science and minoring in Black Studies. Naeem Harris will be attending Caldwell University, majoring in psychology. Cheyenne Monica Hines will be attending Lim College, majoring in fashion merchandising. Justina Iluono Kalume will be attending Rutgers University, Newark, undecided. Amir Jackson will be attending Rutgers University in Newark, majoring in psychology and minoring in criminal justice. Gabriela Martinez will be attending University of Southern California, majoring in political science and minoring in Luso-Brazilian studies. Adam Opoku Ajiman will be attending Kane University, majoring in health professions and physical therapy. Sekou Rashidi will be attending Morehouse College, majoring in education. Jacqueline Victoria St. Preux will be attending Pace University, majoring in art history and minoring in business. Nachika St. Solnay will be attending LaSalle University, majoring in nursing. Urijah Williams will be attending Louisiana Tech University, undecided.
Congratulations, class of 2020.